Previously on 1D10, the show!
Attention adventure types. Do ye like gold?
Yes.
Have ye skills?
Yes.
Like to see the world and kill in new places?
Oh yeah.
Fancy a bit of fancy?
I don't know what that is.
Rearing to solve a mystery? Find your way to the docks of Lone King's Isle on the eve of the summer solstice.
My name is Skuz. Skuz Filth Bucket.
Say again.
I was gonna say Skuz Huddly Hoodly Wuddly.
It's Skuz Filth Bucket. Us Filth Buckets have helped the Gwyn family for generations. Off with you, sirs, and in the morning we will have plenty of activities to test your worthiness. I very much look forward to it.
You notice, pinned with a sword onto the tree, is a dead molehound.
Ooh. Case closed, fellas. Let's go home.
Also pinned to the tree with a dagger, it looks like there is an older looking fairy. Male fairy.
Oh no.
Right.
Well, get framed for one murder.
Right at that moment, we have walking up Locke and his little group, led by these green fairies, who shriek in horror as they see their king dead, pinned to their tree. And that's where we will end it tonight.
Alrighty.
Oh, see, told you. Case closed.
I really gotta stop ending these episodes by being framed. I mean, this is just 2 for 2.
They walk up right as Roscoe is pulling the dagger out of the king.
Basically. Right, I can explain. It's not... Yeah.
Time for another zone of truth. That's what I call hot potatoes.
Hot potatoes.
Was there the man in purple in this other realm? He stole something very, very important to my people.
Right. You mentioned that. And who is this man?
He calls himself a salesman. He's really a thief.
And then this purple fairy breaks out in a large grin and says in a large manly voice, "That's exactly what I wanted to hear!" And then this fairy turns into a human. And a human wearing all purple, kind of glittery clothes with this long goatee. And he winks at you, waves his hand in the air, and suddenly, all of you are transported into another realm.
Again?
Oh, damn it.
Off to hell.
And then Merle looks at all of you and goes,
I'm so proud. We're going to have such a fun journey together. If you don't mind, I may follow you from the distance, in case I have more wares to give.
Alright then.
Wait a minute.
and...
Did you say your name is Merle Chant?
Well, yes?
Classic.
It's like they say, adventurers be shopping. Let's see what happens this week on 1D10, the show.
And with that, you guys suddenly appear back in the forest. And Svinia Gwyn is standing around just looking for you, and he's obviously sent Skuz Filth Bucket out into the forest to see where you went. He's like, "Where did you go?"
Oh, apparently it's become a habit of ours to go to other dimensions. This one was the least, nice, I guess.
I liked it.
Exactly, Dave.
Yeah, look, he's scary.
Please take those out of your mouth. They're a little distracting.
Tweet. Yeah, it was a good story.
I thought it looked nice.
Shall we?
Alright.
Field bucket! And then Scuzz just drops out of one of the trees. It goes, ouch! They're not in the trees, sir. Oh, there they are. Hello.
Hey, Bucket.
So, question that I forgot to ask. So, this floating dagger, did it come with a sheath, or does it just kind of like always float around because it's almost like a pet?
It always just floats around.
So, can I have it just like up on my shoulder and just have it kind of like hovering by my head?
Yeah.
Just kind of, okay.
It's a parrot.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That, or just have it like circling my body, just kind of just randomly floating, however it wants to.
Stab you in the eye.
Well, maybe you can train it. Every once in a while, I'll have you do an animal handling check to see how our training goes along. And you tell me what you'd like to train it to do, and I'll tell you whether or not you were successful.
Okay.
So if you want to train it to kind of spin around you, then
I think we're just gonna let it sit for right now.
okay.
The first lesson I'm gonna train is it to stab people when I say waffles.
Awesome. All right, and you guys walk out of the forest and back towards the castle.
All right.
And Horace goes,
This is where I leave you, obviously. Remember, I can't go in there.
I'm gonna look at the king. Hey, why can't he come along? He looks like a nice guy. He's got an axe and makes him ask questions.
there are protections against, well, fairies and the others that you met the other night.
The others?
Obviously not very good protections if they are in the castle and they could bring us to them.
Wait, is Horace another, or is he a fairy?
He was born on the island, and those who are born on the island are touched by the energies of the island.
What is this, an episode
Right
of Lost? Just let him in.
Horace, are you a fairy?
No, I'm not actually a fairy.
Well, he's not a fairy, so can't he come in? I mean, look at Locke. Locke's kind of a human-ish, right? And he can go in.
I'm
Lord Side?
I tilt my hat up and show him my ears. I'm like, only half.
That's why I said ish, and there's Lord Cypher. He's a human. He can go in. On he goes, see?
Don't assume my race.
Oh, sorry.
I am, though. You're good.
Sirs, you don't understand. You can't speak to His Majesty like that. If he were to let down the energies of the protections, then, well, you could let very bad things out of the castle, and let other very bad things come into it.
All right.
So you're saying you don't want to let very bad things out of the castle?
Well, no. Come to the king's chambers. We will explain what we can.
All right, then.
And as you guys follow Scuzz and Svinya up to Svinya's chambers, he sits down on just this tiny, adorable throne. I mean, it's pretty darn cute, seeing this little guinea pig sitting on a throne. You know, and as luck would have it, he does have a little piece of celery on a plate next to him that he picks up and he starts eating. And then he sets it down for a second.
So, you went into the realm of the Siostri.
Well, not by choice.
Is that what hell's like? Is that what you're talking about?
That is one of the other realms. As far as I know of 4 realms. Their realm. There's the realm that I came from. There is the realm of the fairies, and there is your realm. But usually, going from one realm to another, you have to pay a price. And the only things that I've been able to find that do not pay a price, because they are in between realms, are the molehounds.
And which realms are they in between?
They seem to be able to travel between them all. I understand from from what Horace had mentioned, that you all had molehound blood under your pillows at night. Is that correct? Takes a big bite of the celery. That means that we have a traitor in our midst.
I guess if that's excellent, sure.
Well, it would explain some of what's been happening lately.
I'm guessing it's an NPC.
What's that mean?
So, what are you wanting us to do? What's... like, do we need to go take out those demon ladies, or...
Oh, if only we could take out the demon ladies. I've been trying that for years.
When you say take them out, do you mean kill them or date them?
Kill them, Dave.
Oh, dang.
But they said they didn't like you because you have some sort of serpent thing that's helping to protect you.
Oh, that's just what they call me, he says.
Oh.
Wait.
Hello. It's me, Skaz Filthbucket.
Bucket, you're the one that they fear?
No, they don't fear me, they just hate me. They've been trying to get me to flip on Svinia for years.
Okay.
They did mention something specifically about a pet lizard.
I think that...
I guess that's true. I guess that qualifies.
I don't think they were trying to be nice. I think they were calling Filth Bucket names. I mean, I don't know what's worse than Filth Bucket, but apparently a lizard or a serpent is.
They are upset because I have trapped them within their castle.
So this is their castle?
Well, in their realm it is their castle. Here it is mine.
Oh, I see. And in the realm of the fairies, it's somebody else's castle.
The realm of the fairies, well, the fairies haven't allowed me into the castle that stands at this spot in their realm, but, well, I would assume so, yes.
And are we in your realm, or are we in our realm?
You're in your realm.
And so this castle is your castle in both our realm and your realm.
Well, I have not been in my realm for nigh on 500 years now.
Oh.
Didn't you say there were consequences from traveling from plane to plane?
Well, yes. And he just kind of points at himself. There's a reason why this is the first time that you've seen me. People don't normally react well to my current form.
So in your realm, you're not a little rodent.
Oh, no,
it's kind of adorable.
No. In my realm, I am majestic. I am a creature of great, immense power and strength.
Oh, all right.
So back to the what are we supposed to be doing portion?
I think we need to find this traitor. I have a suspicion that he may also be tied to the murder of that fairy king.
That is what I suspect as well. The sisters have been able to convince someone.
Well, what if it's a she, Quills? What if it's your hobbit girlfriend?
Could be anyone.
Wait, are you talking about the 3 young maids?
Yeah, one of them really likes Quills. She really wanted to take his staff for a ride, if you know what I mean. Cast some spells.
And then Scuzz Filthbucket just laughs. Oh, you don't understand what those 3 really are, do you?
I'm guessing they're naughty maids.
They are this world's version of the 3 sisters.
And then Scuzz goes, well, yes, that is exactly it. As far as we can tell, well, these 3 were left on the doorstep of our castle several hundred years ago, and as but mere babes. But
so,
are they connected to the other sisters in the other world?
Wouldn't it make sense that they're the ones that want us to travel between worlds?
Hot potato?
Nicely done.
We have tested them thoroughly, and I know through my abilities that they have no knowledge of the other side. They have no knowledge of what they are when they sleep.
But they're connected to the other sisters.
Yes. And I am a bit ashamed to say that I have tried to kill them to kill the sisters, and
that's what I was going to say, but I guess that doesn't work.
It does not work.
Well, if you do it right.
It seems these three maids may be a likely suspect for the traitors.
Well, that's what you would think, but you see, they are a bit dull. I mean, their consciousness is only here in this realm half of the time. And so...
Didn't you say that they're controlled at night?
Well, at night, I believe that is when they are the sisters, and they are in the other realm, as they sleep. And the other way around, when the sisters sleep, then they are the maids.
That sounds exhausting.
Right? I got nothing.
Well, first we need to make sure none of the traitors are in our midst. I propose that I cast a Zone of Truth spell. Everyone steps within inside the sphere of my influence, and we make sure no one's working for any other forces.
Well, why don't we bring everybody in the castle, guests included, and that way we can just get everybody at once rather than, doing it now and then doing it later.
We can't tip them off.
Pretty judicious.
We can't let them know that we're onto them. We believe that the sisters are finding a way into our realm without being changed, and if they do so, well, we need to find out how they are going to do it so that we can put a stop to it.
Well,
you are the lord of this castle, right?
Yes.
Not unusual for the lord of the castle to summon his servants?
Well, hold on. Quills, didn't you say that elf lady who's kind of not nice, didn't you say she was dealing with some dark magics? We woke up in her room. I mean, is it possible that she might be dealing with demons?
It's very possible.
I don't think so.
Well, it's not our fault you got a hard-on for her. I mean, come on, think with your brain.
I'm just saying, we,
Beautiful people do bad things too. It's possible.
Well, either way, I think, summoning everyone to, you don't have to make a big announcement. You could just say, hey, I need you to come visit, come bring me some food or something like that. And then we just get everyone in the same room, lock the doors, and be like, okay, we need to do this. And if anyone bolts out of the room, then that's a, likely suspect.
You're not very good at espionage. I don't think letting them know that we're on to them is a very good plan. I mean, even if you are summoning people, don't you think they'll catch on that everybody's being summoned to the same place? Who says they even show up? Who says they even come? If we let them on that we're looking for them, they might bolt.
What if we say there's free snacks?
Ooh, that changes the game completely.
We have 3 days to do this. Now, if we were to use your Zone of Truth, how long can you keep it up? How often can you use it?
Whoa. I feel like that's a personal judgment on me. Now, I've been working on this. I can keep it going for about 10 minutes. That's my duration. 10 minutes, which I feel like some wizards and spellcasters like to exaggerate, but I feel like 10 minutes is really fairly adequate. I mean, why would you need a spell for more than 10, right? I mean, who are you trying to cast on?
Wow. Just wow.
I feel like this is one of our best episodes yet.
How many level 2 spells do I get? He said, not in character.
What?
Well, maybe if you had gotten the spell slots, you might.
I've got some spell slots.
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that you would need a long rest between uses.
Maybe just a sandwich.
Hello there, my lovelies. This is Brady. I hope that you are enjoying this arc. It's been a lot of fun seeing this new cast and how they all work together and just see the entire story start to coalesce. And don't worry, we're going to be getting back to the other cast at some point, but for now, let's just revel in every moment that we have here, and let's get right back to the episode.
And so, you guys have just finished having a conversation in Svinia Gwyn's chamber about using the zone of truth to try to suss out who it is that may be sabotaging things in the castle. And so, as you guys leave the chamber, Skuzz leaves with you. Svinia Gwyn stays inside the chamber. And Skuzz goes, "Well, sirs, I believe that we need to figure out exactly how we're going to do this and where."
Alright.
I mean, sirs, if you don't mind, we can probably use Silver's chambers. They're the most comfortable, and if we're going to be forcing people to tell the truth through magical means, we want them to be comfortable, don't we?
Yeah, comfortable.
Maybe. Perhaps. It's quite possible. Sure, yeah. I agree.
All right, I will go and share the news with Silver that she needs to vacate her room for the rest of the night.
She could stay there if she wants.
Well,
Not sure she'll like that.
I don't know how comfortable she'll be with that, sir, but...
She seems a bit fussy.
Yes, but while I go and do that, you all please just work together and figure out how exactly you're going to use this zone of truth. And, you have to really consider, what should we tell them? Should we tell them the truth, or use some sort of deception to get them there into the zone of truth?
And he starts going down the stairway.
Look, I'm religiously against deception, but I'm not against allowing one of you to deceive them for my righteous means.
Oh, alright.
I don't mind lying to people.
We just don't tell them the truth, that's all. We don't necessarily have to say anything, do we? Just kinda, hello, thank you for stopping. No, I'm sorry. No, we're gonna have to lie.
Here's the thing. Once they're in the zone of truth, they know they've been affected by it, so there's no hiding that part. It's getting them in the room that may be the challenge.
Oh, alright.
You know what always gets people to a room? Free food.
Ooh,
free food, I love it.
Free food.
Right?
There's a second consideration. Once they're in the zone, we have to keep them there.
I mean, isn't Gwyn the king? Can't he just order them to come and deal with us?
See, I mentioned...
Doesn't he have some sort of list?
I said that last time, but then everyone's like, no, let's not just summon people because they're gonna get suspicious. And I'm like, but it'll get the job done.
I still think they'll be suspicious.
I think they'll be suspicious no matter what we ask them. So
how do we stop
strangers
them from
throwing a party,
running away,
giving away food?
Can we fit all of them in the room at the same time, or are we gonna have to do it in like segments?
I don't know how big is.
How many people are employed here?
At least 3.
Is Bucket still around?
No, he's left.
Hey, Filthy Scuzz Bucket. Oh, he's gone.
Well, the Scuzz Bucket, the 3 demon maids, the king. Have you seen anyone else?
I haven't seen. I mean, you have the hound guy, the maids, Bucket, the king.
But the hound guy stays outside, so
Right.
he wouldn't have anything to do with it, maybe.
Are you sure about that? Do we know
No.
for sure that he stays outside?
Didn't they say something like he would die if he came inside?
Oh,
Maybe I'm
well,
remembering wrong.
That's what they... I don't know. It's something, yeah, bad, but I mean, like, is that really the case?
I see what you're saying.
I don't know, but how big can you make the circle?
It's a 15-foot radius.
Okay,
so not very large.
We wouldn't be able to fit everyone, obviously, in it. So we're going to have to do this in either very small groups or as individuals. You know, there's always the possibility of just, you know, asking people to come, put them in the circle, and be like, hey, I'll pay you a couple gold pieces to stand there and let us ask you questions. I don't know.
Hey, gold does make people want to do stuff.
People do like money. I like money.
Or we can be straight up honest with people and just say, hey, there has been things going on around the castle. The king has asked us to do an investigation, so we need you to answer some questions for us. And what we can do is, since we can't do it all at the same time, we can summon everybody at the same time and keep them in keep them in the room, and then, you know, just bring maybe individuals into smaller rooms and be able to do that there. That way we have everyone in the same spot, but then we have also the individuals, you know, taken care of as well.
I say we just have the king put out a decree that says you're required to attend. If you don't attend, we're going to assume that you're guilty, and they'll be put to death.
Well,
That's a good way to go.
I mean, we don't necessarily have to. We can say the king requires you to be here, and whoever doesn't show up, you know, we can send that person, send like a scouting team or a hunting team to go, you know, take them out or bring them
Hunt
back.
them down and kill them.
Well, at least get them back so we can question them.
We ever thought of maybe setting up some sort of an incentive prize if they show up, like
food,
free hot potatoes?
Yeah, we'll say. But I mean, granted, food is already supplied, so you know we could just say, you know, attend. Your needs will be met while we ask you questions, so you'll be able to eat and whatnot.
How much alcohol do we have? We could have a party. People love to get liquored up. It's also known as truth serum, so they'll be telling the truth anyway. A little bit of both. Best of both worlds. A little bit of a party.
Well, we can, you know...
Dancing girls.
Alcohol can be...
all the good stuff.
...used. But I think the best way to get everyone together is to just have the king summon them, and then get them all in the room, and then we keep them in the room, and then we take them, hey, we've been asked by the king to investigate, you know, some things that are going on around the castle, and you need to remain in this room. If you leave this room, you will be considered, you know, kind of like we were saying, considered guilty, and we'll bring you in, and, you know, repercussions will happen.
Could we possibly...
Love it. All in favor? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, could we possibly post somebody outside to make sure they don't leave?
Well, yeah, we'll
bodyguard the door.
No, we'll bring everyone in, and then, yeah, we'll make sure that people are guarding the doors so no one leaves.
There we are. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, let's do it.
Got
Let's
ourselves a plan.
I open the door and I just yell, "Bucket!"
He went down the stairs. He's not in that room. In that room is Sfinia Gwyn. And all that he goes is, "Leave me!"
Oh, well, we kind of need your help to do stuff.
Let Skuz know what you need of me. And then the door just slams itself.
Oh.
Rude.
All right, then.
Well, it looks like someone's going to have to go downstairs.
Unless Skuz is actually the bad guy and he's already booking it out of here. So let's go find him.
I'll go.
Oh, are we all going? Because we have no reason to stay in the room. I mean, if you guys want to stay, but I'll go and we'll go hunt them down.
All right then.
What time of day is it right now?
It is early evening.
I am fresh out of all my spells, so at some point I need a long rest.
All right.
Okay, well, if we feel we need our spells and so forth for this, we can just, take this in the morning, but I think time is kind of the essence as well.
I agree with that.
Maybe we put the word out tonight. People will need time to plan around, then tomorrow we make them pay. With honesty.
Well, I don't know. So how do you feel that you are totally incapable, Quills?
Well, I have the new spells I just barely learned. Other than that.
Right, so it's in the evening, though, Brady?
Yes.
Okay.
It's early evening.
So like dinner time?
Late afternoon. So I'd actually even say kind of like around 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
I could manage. Let's go.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, let's go find Bucket.
Okay, and so as you go downstairs, you'll see everybody has apparently just finished their dinner, and they're all walking up the stairs as you are walking down.
Early dinner.
And you see Silva is about to go into her room, and Scuzz takes her to the side and starts talking to her, whispering to her, and she looks at you guys just with a huff, and she goes, and she actually walks into Felion and Locke's room.
I'm gonna give her a big grin.
And Felion starts to follow her, and then she catches eyes with Locke, and you can tell that she wants to talk to you about something.
Right.
And then she goes into the room.
Okay. All right, guys. This might be proactive for what we're doing anyway. I'm gonna go talk to the ladies, and then we will. You guys go find Bucket.
All right then.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you need backup?
No, I think I'll be fine. I don't think. I honestly don't think these ladies are culprits, but we'll question them anyway.
Are you only going to question them?
Well, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I head to the room, Brady.
Okay. All right, and as you walk in, Felion immediately takes you and kind of pushes you up against the wall and says, "I heard."
There's a better way to, talk to me, right? You don't need to be so physical all the time.
You saw him. Did you get the item?
Saw who? The man in the red mask? Or what was that? Red, right? That was the color?
Purple.
Purple, right.
Purple.
The merchant! The merchant, you saw him. Did you get my knife?
Oh, Merle Chant? Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Was it a floating knife?
No.
Okay. Honestly, I didn't see the knife you described when we went and saw him.
I trusted you. I trusted you that if you would find him, that first of all, you would let me know and I wouldn't have to hear from that little dwarf who now has a green beard for some reason. I trusted you to come to me.
Well, you just need to calm down a little bit. I just barely got back to the castle and had no one to talk to because I was busy talking to the king.
And then she looks a little curious. And Silva starts paying attention for the first time. She's just over sitting on the bed, and she goes, "Talking to the king? Talking to the king about what, pray tell?"
Oh, well, talking to the king about all the crazy things that are going on right now. Oh, you know how we were just, almost killed by a bunch of fairies? Stuff like that. Remember that whole situation we were just in?
I have been told that I was not allowed to speak to the king. How is it that you, of all people, were able to speak to him?
Well, I do have a way of, getting people to pay attention to me. I don't know what he wants. He figures that maybe we had information about what was going on. I mean, after all, I was the one that got the fairies to calm down, and they were talking to me directly, so maybe he thought I knew more information than I did, but I don't. So
did you tell him about the merchant?
I don't recall if we mentioned the merchant. No.
Did you tell him why I'm here?
Well, no. Why would I do that?
And she finally eases up on you a little bit and says, "Where was the last time that you saw the merchant? Where did you see him?"
In the woods?
And she immediately just darts out the door.
Hey! Before she does, I close the door. Okay.
What are you doing? Get out of my way!
You need to answer some questions first.
Then she goes and sits on the bed and goes, "Ask away!"
Okay. So, obviously, with the craziness that's going on here, there are people here that we cannot trust. And I don't know if I can necessarily trust you two. And I look at both of them. So, I was asked by our wonderful king, so to speak. He's not my king, but whatever. He's a small little rodent creature. But he wants to know who is out there sabotaging, killing people, trying to bring an end to his rule, so to speak. So, now I have the information that why you are here, and I look at our lovely cat lady. But I look at Silva and I look at her and I said, "But what is the real reason you're here?"
I don't believe I have to tell you a thing.
Actually, I have authority by the king to make you tell me things. So you can either take it up with me or you can take it up with someone else when you're in the dungeon.
The king would not throw me in the dungeon. He and my father are good friends.
Well, I don't think the king really cares who his friends are. I think he's really more concerned about who his enemies are at this time. So if you don't make your lips a little bit more loose, then, I don't think he cares about your father right now. I think he cares more about his own skin.
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
I will! I'll intimidate the crap out of her. Alright. Intimidation. Yeah! 9.
Your petty threats don't mean a thing to me. You do not know about my life, you do not know about my family, and you have no idea what power you are dealing with, young sir.
Oh, so sounds like you know a little bit more about what's going on than you lead on.
I know that my father asked me to be here, so I am here. I know that this so-called king knows my father well, and has made accommodations for me to be comfortable while I am here. I don't know why else I need to be in this castle at this time. I don't know about any secret plots. I don't know about anything that you are talking about. I am here so that I can spend a little bit of time before I can go back home.
Okay, so you're here on vacation?
No. I've been instructed that I have to help Mr. Gwyn any way that I possibly can, even though the man dare not even speak to me for some reason.
Yeah, he seems to be a pretty private person. But, you can help Mr. Gwyn by giving me more information and telling me about why you are really here.
I told you why I'm really here. What? Do you want to test my... What can I do to convince you?
Actually, that's a wonderful thing that you ask. I have one of my friends, comrades, has the ability to cast a circle of truth. He will cast it, and both of you will be in that circle, and you will both answer our questions. If you don't, then we can automatically assume that you are against the king, and the king has given us permission to take any action necessary to make sure that people do answer our questions, and if they don't, then there will be much more extreme consequences than just us being upset.
Is this why I had to vacate my premises?
Yeah, you have the most comfy room, so I was like, hey, let's take her room.
Fine. When would you like us there?
Stay right here, and I will stand by the door. Everyone else is getting bucket. When he comes back, we'll make sure that you are the first two to take care of it. Then you can go off into the woods after the Mr. Merchant, and then you can go do what your Royal Highness does. And I turn around, open the door, and shut it behind me and stand in front of the door.
All right. Now, what are the rest of you doing in order to gather everyone else up?
We should be consistent in our message. What should we tell everyone?
Aren't we just going to check with Filthy Scuzzbucket and see what he says?
He's here right now, isn't he?
Let's speak with him first.
He was actually in his room, but he comes back and he goes, "It seems that Mr. Pond is not very happy about her current circumstance, and I don't like it when she's not happy. She's not very pleasant. I don't know if you've noticed that."
I find her delightful.
Well, how go the preparations? Do you have your zone of truth? What's the plan?
Well, we need everyone here first, so we're going to decree from the king that everybody needs to come and hang out in the room for a minute. Right?
Okay.
He said you'd take care of it for us.
All right, I shall go up and speak to him then. And Scuzz leaves the room.
All right.
And then you hear a little bit of commotion out in the hall.
I'll go check it out.
And you see Scuzz speaking to the three halfling maids. Who look like they are wanting to help with something, but also look like they are very tired at the moment.
Don't let them fall asleep.
Why don't we bring them inside? Ladies, would you like to come inside here with the party with us, just for a minute?
Yes, I suppose that we can. But we really do need our rest. We are, all three of us, getting tired. Something is coming over us. I believe that we may be sick.
Alright, well, good thing I've got a friend in here who can help you with sickness, right? Maybe? Just come inside. You can rest in the room.
Okay, and all three of them walk in and they go to that big bed and they arrange themselves so that all three of them can lay in that bed so that they can get a little bit of rest.
Hot potato.
Now we can keep an eye on them while they sleep.
And in the meantime, Scuzz did go upstairs.
Now we play the waiting game.
I'd like to I approach Lord Cypher at some point and kind of away from the rest of the group, say to him, when you have your cone of truth, I think it might be wise to eliminate all suspicion from even ourselves. We should start questioning our own group first, just to be sure.
I agree wholeheartedly. You seem to be the wisest among us. What do you recommend as our next course of action?
Honestly, I don't think the culprit will be caught by this cone of truth.
It's a zone of truth, but I want to correct you the first time, but the second time it hurt my feelings a little bit. I feel like you don't listen to me. Just listen when I speak. I mean, it's not that hard.
Zone of truth.
Well, you don't have to be patronizing when you say it. I don't know. I mean, if we're building something here, I just want a little bit of compassion. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I think you may be right, but I think we can put every best effort forward.
But I do think this effort will cause our culprit to act irrationally. I think we should keep our eye on those that might be behaving strangely or lashing out as a result of this.
And at that moment, you hear this series of knocks at the door.
I think our guests are here. Should I go let them in?
That wasn't just one knock, but a series of them. Yes, you should let them in. They sound like they're ready to come in.
All right, I open the door. Come on in.
And you see it's the three dwarves, Fiji, Fojo, and Faja.
Oh, there you are.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, come on in. Come on in. Come on in for
We
a
heard
bit.
that there was a party in here. Yeah,
Yeah.
great party.
Yeah, it's a great party. It's that way, though, and I'm going to point towards Lord Cypher and Quills, like, deeper into the room.
All right. And the three of them start walking in, but one of them is kind of lagging behind a little bit and looking kind of nervous.
I'm going to stand by the door. And lock it.
Hello there. What party is this?
Just, getting to know you. We want to get to know everyone as we begin the adventure for Phineas Gwyn.
All right, as long as you don't try to find out where the Hidden Kingdom is. Yep. No, it's the tall one that wants that. He wants to know where the Hidden Kingdom is, and we don't trust him. No, we do not.
They don't trust me. Rude.
I mean, you do try to find out where their kingdom is every time you talk to them.
No, I didn't.
I mean...
Yeah, you did.
You did.
As the person who has edited all of our audio, you did every time.
Every time you've been in contact with them, you slip it in at least once, which I find hilarious, but I can see how they're not too keen on it.
Well, I'm not in the room, so...
Yeah, you're not here, so it's okay.
And so you have two of them go and kind of sit by the fireplace, and the third one looks a little bit nervously on, off about 15 feet, just kind of glancing at a distance. And one of the dwarves that's sitting goes, "Come on, Faja!" And Faja just looks around. He looks over at the halflings in the bed, and he goes, "I think I might be a little bit tired too."
Perfect, go sit by the fire. I'm gonna say as I just kind of, look at him. Not menacingly, but not cheerfully either. Just kind of do as you're told. Stern! There we go. Stern. Right? Yeah, we'll go with it. Sure, yeah, that one.
So he slowly walks over, kind of saunters, and sits on the couch over a little bit closer to the fireplace. But he definitely has his eyes on that exit that you are standing in front of.
I'm just gonna smile.
And then you hear another knock at the door.
Alright, I will open it up.
And it's Scuzz, and he comes in and he goes, "Okay, it looks like the king has given me this piece of paper that should make sure that even the most stubborn of them will come in. I mean, we're going to go base their pay on coming to this party. Why are those maids asleep? They should have gotten us some food, some victuals."
Do you want me to wake him up?
No. If you remember our conversation earlier, and he looks over at the dwarves.
Yes, I remember.
Disturbing their sleep may not be a great idea.
Right, they're quite grouchy when they don't get their beauty sleep. I'm gonna wink.
Yes, quite. And then Scuzz goes out to gather up the rest of the people.
And I'm gonna shut the door and lock it. And just kind of lean up against it.
And Scuzz walks up to Locke and goes, "I assume that the ladies are in there."
I open the door and peek inside.
And they are.
One moment, ladies. And I shut the door. Yeah, they're still in there.
Are they willing to go and have a little discussion?
Yes, I've talked to them about it, so they're ready to go. So I'll escort them over right away.
All right, please do so.
Alright, so I open the door, and I go, sorry guys. Sorry this is a pain, but let's go.
If I must. About time. And the two of them follow you, I assume, into the room.
Yep.
And they go over near the fireplace.
Alright, I'll open the door and let you in.
Thank you.
And then I'll close and lock it again and stand in front of it.
And then Scuzz brings the last three, which are Basha'al, the giant orc, Rawlings, the old guy who doesn't seem to like to stop talking, and Smither Mackelson, the little beardless dwarf who now has a chia beard.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Thanks to Locke.
Alright, I open the door and let them in.
And as Gus walks in, he goes, "This one," and he points up at Basha'al, "doesn't like parties," he says. "We need to show him a good time. Isn't that right, Roscoe?"
Indeed we do. We've got the best time ever. Come on in. It's going to be great. And then I'm going to probably shut the door and lock it. And stand
And
in front of it.
as soon as you lock it, then Smither gets this look on his face of what's going on, and he runs up and starts whispering to you. "What are you doing? Why are you blocking the door? Why did you just lock it?"
I'm not blocking it. I'm just leaning up against it because I'm tired. And did I lock it? I don't remember locking it. Nope, seems pretty open to me. Why don't you go back over there near the fire?
This certainly doesn't seem like no party I've ever been to.
It's because we're from. This is a halfling party. It's the best kind.
Oh, I went to the greatest halfling party about 6 years back, I believe. Oh, the ales that they had at that party. Now, normally, halflings are not very good with their alcohol. I mean, they are half the size of a regular man. That's kind of their whole thing.
Hey,
And-
Roscoe.
What?
Are you done?
I'm told them to go back to the fire. Go ahead. Go on. Scamper off.
All right, everybody. We're not going to beat around the bush. Let's just get straight to the point. We have everyone in here because the king has asked us to start an investigation about what is going on in the area, all the craziness with the fairies, the death of the fairy king, and many other things. We ourselves are under investigation as well, so don't think that, we're, special. But what we're going to do so that we can clear everyone's name is everyone is going to step into a zone of truth. You will be asked questions, and then if you are shown that you are innocent in this regard, then that's it for you. Just so you know, the questions are purely going to be asked for this situation. We don't care about other deep, dark secrets that you may have. We specifically want to know about this situation, so take ease at that as well.
I'm not sure that I can listen to the next episode. I'm not a big fan of conflict. Oh, who's kidding? Yes, I am. Let's see what happens next time on 1D10, the show!